Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bashtianygo here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with my updated Volcanic deck profile for you guys. Post the newest Legendary Duelist set number 10, which is Soulburning Volcano. We got some amazing fire support for you guys. We already did Salamangreat. I believe already did the Battle and Boxers, depending on when this video is going to be coming up. Battle and Boxers, by far one of my favorite decks of all time, but we do have Volcanics as well that we need to go ahead and update for you guys. Now guys, Volcanics have been waiting for support for like the longest time. One of the most supportive communities out of the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess community. The Volcanic players have just been really just patiently waiting and waiting and waiting, and we finally got new Volcanic support, guys. So today we're going to be checking that out in a new deck profile for you guys. If you guys want to see test hands combos, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Alright guys, so we are here in our updated Volcanic deck 2023 post Soulburning Volcano. We got the brand new support, guys. Let's go ahead and check it out. First off, we got the Volcanic Emperor number 1. Cannot be normal summon, must first be special summon from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 pyro monsters or a Blaze Accelerator card, because now it's not just Blaze Accelerator, which is of course very nice for us. Face up in your field and or graveyard. You can only special summon Volcanic Emperor once per turn. When summoned this way, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each banished pyro monster, which does come up here and there. It is nice that I mean, this deck clearly wins in time. All it does is just burn your opponent and pop cards your opponent controls. So it's really cool that it has that amazing feature. Anytime you're going in time with this deck, you're going first, you're going second, doesn't matter. As long as you get a main phase, you are winning, guaranteed, right? So obviously really good right off the bat. Next, 3 copies of the brand new Volcanic Trooper. Lets you add any Volcanic card you want from your deck to your hand. Also special summons bomb tokens on your opponent's side of the field, which not only inflict your opponent with damage, but they also protect you from getting evenly matched or lightning storms. So obviously an amazing support card for the strategy. 3 copies of the Volcanic Rimfire, an amazing card, actually really good. Has 2 separate effects. One is sent to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of the Volcanic Rimfire hard once per turn, which means you can go ahead and send this card to the graveyard twice, each time activating a separate effect, and you still get to go ahead and activate both of them. Honestly, that's pretty cool. I don't really think I've seen that in a card that has 2 separate effects. Each are hard once per turn. You can activate both in the same turn, so that's really cool to have that versatility and that utility coming out of the brand new cards. We also have 3 copies of the classic Volcanic Rocket, of course, still necessary to add the Blaze Accelerator from your deck or graveyard back into your hand, if it is even still in the deck or graveyard, because realistically we're going to go ahead and blaze through that Blaze Accelerator real quick with this. I know, that was awesome. We got 3 copies of Ash Blossom and 3 Jordan Lockbird. It's kind of got a little bit unorganized there. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. So we got 3 Ash, 3 Droll. Again, really the main staple hand traps. I've said this in previous profiles, so you are going to need 3 copies of Volcanic Scattershot, 3 copies of Volcanic Shell. I believe this got a high rarity reprint, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Also, I do have 3 copies of Hita the Fire Channeler, which is a really cool reinforcement of the army style effect. You can discard this card and 1 other fire monster you control to add a fire monster from your deck to your hand with higher attack than the other discarded monster. So honestly, I just think it's really cool just to have that effect alone. All this card is going to do for you guys is increase your consistency and increase your win rate right off the bat. Directly correlated, right? So next onto the spells, guys, you got 3 copies of the brand new Fire Ejection. Really fantastic card, honestly. So you can send any pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then if you sent the Volcanic monster, you can go ahead and apply one of these effects. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 100, which means you can just go ahead and burn your opponent for 100 for game, if the event you guys want to go ahead and do that. And then you get additional effects in the event you get send like any Volcanic card, so obviously really good right off the bat. Or special summon bomb tokens again to your opponent's side of the field, which pretty much the same thing that Volcanic Trooper is going to do. So you can pretty much fill up your opponent's board with a whole bunch of bomb tokens and blow them all up, which I think is awesome. Also, it's inconvenient to your opponent in case they're playing a decks like Kashtira and then they want to go ahead and special summon their Fenrir, but they can't because they have a monster on board. So honestly, that's really good support right off the bat. 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. Get the Blaze Accelerator reload to the graveyard. 3 copies of Power Prosperity for, again, consistency purposes. The extract is not that necessary. You can realistically get away with potentially playing Extravagance, but there are a few key cards in the extract I do want to hold on to, so we're going to go ahead and keep it Prosperity from now on. We got the classic Blaze Accelerator in here, because it's mandatory. Pretty much the brick. It is what it is, right? 3 copies of the brand new Volcanic Blaze Accelerator, awesome card. Activate this card by sending 1 Blaze Accelerator from your hand, deck, or face up to the graveyard. You can only activate it 1 card once per turn. Once per turn during the main phase, you special summon 1 Volcanic monster from your hand, which is nice to have the additional extenders on the board. Let you go into some potential extra deck plays. Also, once per turn, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, send a level 1 Pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that monster. So obviously, really good right off the bat. You can send the Rimfire or the Volcanic Shell depending on what you are wanting. You can also send Rimfire and then use Rimfire's effect to send Volcanic Shell. So obviously, really nice to have that versatility. Also gets you a banished Pyro monster for the Volcanic Emperor's effect, so it synergizes. So who knew, right? They're all Volcanic cards. For the last spell, we do play Called by the Grave, just in case your opponent wants to do some nonsense and hit you with the doo-doo garbage. So next, on to the trap cards, guys. Play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Hand trap card, good card. Next, 2 copies, should say, of Blaze Accelerator Reload. Has some cool effects. Not necessarily needed of a 3-up. You don't want to clog on this card, but honestly, it is really useful to go ahead and have. You can easily set this back onto your field as well, with some of the other combos that you have in the deck. So you really don't need. You can search it out. Essentially, was what I'm trying to say. You can search it out when you need it, so obviously really nice to have that versatility right off the bat and consistency as well. And for the last 40th card of the deck, we do play 1 copy of Volcanic Inferno. This is actually a really cool card because anytime your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, specifically on the field, so you can negate hand traps with it, you can banish 1 Pyro monster from your graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent, and then if it happens to have also been a Volcanic, you can negate that effect. Really good to have that right off the bat, of course. And that is going to be it for the main deck, guys. We got a 44 card main deck. I believe I said 40 before. No, it is a 44 card main deck. You want to just make sure that, again, consistency is definitely there. You have the right cards, you have the right tools. Honestly, I don't know what I would cut from this to go ahead and make this even thinner, because realistically, you have all these cards are essentially mandatory. You can't go hand trap list. That's absolutely bananas and crazy. If you guys do want to play specifically a 40 card build, maybe take out the Called by and 3 Imperm, because those are probably the least directly impactful. But I mean, that's just me spitballing here. So on to the extra deck, guys. The really more irrelevant part of the deck, but still one that is mandatory. You know, and Pot of Prosperity. So we do play Appaloosa, Relinquished Anima, because you do play level 1s, of course. You get to do some shenanigans with it. You have the Salamangreat Almirage, you have your Link Karibo IP, Doolittle Chimera, just because the fire increases attack, so that's not bad. Sunlight Wolf, we have the Hida, the Link monster, which is nice as well, have that versatility. Also, because we got so much fire support, guys, you are probably going to go up against another fire deck at your locals. So in the event you just want to go ahead and mess with them and take their stuff from their graveyard, you have the Hida as well. Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, pretty self-explanatory there, and 1 Nightmare Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. I don't know why I keep calling her Nightmare Goddess, but Underworld Goddess is obviously really good. This deck does struggle when it comes to like tower style monsters that just can't be affected, or like Dragoon, for example, or the Eperly, or whatever it might be. So what you can do is just go ahead and spam out a whole bunch of monsters and then just link it off, and you're good to go from there. Next, for the Xyz monsters, we play 1 number 60, Dugarsa Timeless, drawing 2, it's not bad. We play 1 number 41, Baguski, alternate artwork. We need this as a lost art. I want this as a lost art. I guarantee you, Konami, you put this as a lost art, everybody's gonna be buying all of your sealed product, guaranteed. Next, I play 1 number 57, Tri-Head Dust Dragon. I haven't seen anyone else play this. I just thought it was a really cool card. It's a fire type. It's not a pyro, but whatever. You know, it's a fire attribute. It says 3 level 4 monsters. When this card is special summoned, target 1 monster your opponent controls. This card gains attack equal to that monster's current attack if your opponent controls more cards than you. Detach one material from this card, choose one unused monster zone or a spell trap card on this card gains this effect. That unused zone cannot be used, so little Kashtira zone blocking going on over there. Also, you can clearly just beat over whatever your opponent has on the board, which is nice in the event you have to go ahead and get over something that can be targeted, because this does target. And because we do play Xyz monsters, we do have the Zeus as well, which if you are making Tri-Head Dust Dragon, that's already 3 level 4 monsters, which means you have 3 materials. Slap the number 57 on top, you attack with it, slap a Zeus on top, that is 2 Zeus board wipes as well. So that's gonna be it for the actual deck profile, guys, but I do want to go ahead and mention that in the event you guys want to go ahead and make a side deck for this, the reason I did not main deck these cards because this is specifically for going first. You can very easily play Gozen Match and Rivalry of the Warlords and be perfectly fine, because everything is pyro and everything is fire, so you are not gonna go wrong with this. You can clearly just flip both of these and watch your opponent cry as they do. I just think these cards are extremely powerful. Can be played in this, can be played in Battle and Boxer, can actually potentially be played in Salamangreat as well. But it's just something I want to go ahead and get out to you guys. Honestly, really good support of not support, it synergizes extremely well. And any time that you are playing a lower tier deck, you having these type of floodgates are going to help elevate your win rates, and because your deck essentially can play these cards, so I say, you know, why not play these cards that your deck can play. Anyway, a last card I want to go ahead and mention is the Spiritual Fire Art Kurenai. It's a really cool card. Tribute a fire monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. In the event you want to burn for game, or you're feeling real cheeky, slap 2 of these in there with a trap trick, and then you are good to go going first. Guarantee yourself a victory by tributing off, say, a Volcanic Emperor, and you burn your opponent for 100. That sounds like a good idea to me. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of Volcanics in the comment section down below. Is there a different way that you guys are playing Volcanics? Let me know so we can go ahead and learn together as a community, guys. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.